What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. It looks like this may be the beginning of the end for remote raiding in Pokemon Go because Niantic has just announced some huge changes in regards to the future of remote raid passes. So let's go ahead and hop into it. Listen, when I tell you that we might be looking at the beginning of the end of raid passes, I'm really not exaggerating, because the changes that they're trying to implement, or not trying, they are going to implement these changes, are literally game-changing alterations. Because it looks like they are either trying to slowly phase out remote raiding, if not severely limit the amount of remote raids that you'll be able to participate in. Which that in and of itself is a huge deal, because we all know how big of hits remote raids have been ever since they were introduced back in 2020. And they've only grown in popularity since then, since they give people access to raids that they otherwise wouldn't be able to go to. We're talking about like region exclusive Pokemon, or just being able to connect with friends that might not be in the same local area as you. But it looks like Niantic might not have the same sentiment, because yesterday they added this blog post to their official blog saying, "Trainers, we want to give you a heads up about changes coming to Pokemon Go's remote raid passes. These changes are designed to rebalance the game and ensure it's enjoyed by trainers for years to come. The changes will go into effect on April 6, 2023 at 11 a.m. PDT. So it looks like in the eyes of Niantic, remote raids have caused the game to become unbalanced. And so the first change that they're going to be implementing is pricing adjustments. So the price of the remote raid pass 3-pack will increase to 525 Pokecoins. The price of single remote raid passes will increase to 195 Pokecoins. And the premium battle pass 3-pack will be added to the shop for the price of 250 Pokecoins. So these are some big price increases, which we saw the price increase coming, but 195 Pokecoins for one remote raid pass is almost double what it is right now, because right now they only cost 100 Pokecoins. So clearly this is going to make remote raid passes a lot less accessible for those that might be free-to-play players. Like me, I don't like spending money in this game, and this is literally why, because they pull stuff like this. The next change that they're implementing is remote raid participant limits. So trainers will be able to participate in a maximum of 5 remote raid passes a day, which that is going to be a huge hit for a lot of people, especially people in like more rural areas that maybe have no other option because there's just not a lot of raids around them. But they also threw in this little note that says the maximum may change or increase for special events. Moving on to remote raid passes, they state here that remote raid passes will be included in the pool of potential rewards for research breakthrough boxes. Remote raid passes earned via research breakthroughs will be subject to the existing inventory limit of 3 remote raid passes per trainer. So if you do want a free remote raid pass, you better make sure you have less than 3 in your inventory. Because if a trainer earns a remote raid pass from a research breakthrough while at the 3 remote raid pass limit, they will receive a premium battle pass instead. So if you're at the limit, you're not getting that free pass, you're gonna get a battle pass instead. They also have this little footnote here that says purchases of remote raid pass 3-packs will still allow you to hold up to 5 remote raid passes if you purchase it with the 2 remote raid passes already in your inventory. So there is one little workaround, it seems, for you to be able to hold more than 3 remote raid passes at a time. The last change that they're implementing has to do with XL candy, and it says trainers who participate in 5-star raids in person will earn more XL candy than before. So they're trying to incentivize people to go out and do their local raids rather than join remote raids by giving us more rewards for in-person raids. Which, why didn't they just do that? Give people more of an incentive to do raids in their local area, but don't take away accessibility for a feature that so many people are able to use that ends up helping them either because of their location, and not to mention it literally creates a global community. I mean, I get it, this game was designed to be played in your local communities with people in real life and get together and raid in groups in person, but I think things have to evolve a little bit as time goes on. They end off this blog post by saying, since their introduction in 2020, remote raid passes have come to dominate the experience of playing Pokemon Go in a way we never intended. Rewarding trainers with additional XL candy and adding other new features are 2 ways we hope to further incentivize playing Pokemon Go in person with your friends, family, and community. We plan to keep remote raid passes as part of Pokemon Go, however, we believe this change is necessary for the long-term health of the game, and we do not make it lightly. We feel this is a necessary step towards our goal of preserving and improving the unique experience of playing Pokemon Go, a game we hope you continue to enjoy long into the future. So from Niantic's perspective, perspective, the popularity of remote raiding was hurting the longevity of the game. And here on PokemonGoHub.net, they actually have a little bit more insight as to what their thought process was when making this decision. So here we have a quote from Niantic saying, "The world has largely moved back to outdoors and remote raid passes have come to dominate the overall experience of playing in a way we never intended. It's become essentially a shortcut to playing the game. We've seen an imbalance because of the current price of remote raid passes is matched to the premium battle pass, which is distorting the game economy and making the game unsustainable in the long term." And it looks like they also know that this is going to be a very unpopular decision within the Pokemon Go community, because they're then quoted saying, "We know this is a big change and some folks will have a strong reaction to that. We're very empathetic to that reaction, but we really think this is the right thing for the overall long-term health of the game and our desire to make sure it's great for many, many, many years to come." But despite knowing that there will be this strong reaction to this decision, they say there's a wide variety of folks who play Pokemon Go. Generally speaking, the number of people who will be affected by the cap on a day-to-day basis is a relatively small part of the total set of folks who play our game. It's often sometimes useful to ground what the median player of Pokemon Go is. It's something that I talk about with the team all the time. The median Pokemon Go player is probably someone like a Singaporean grandma who walks with her senior group for 30 to 60 minutes every morning as part of her exercise and social routine, who mostly focuses on catching Pokemon with her friends and maybe very occasionally, maybe not at all, raids. The game balance and economics of Pokemon Go are now being dominated by remote raids in a way we never intended. It constitutes a small part of the player population, but it's a player population we care deeply about, as they are some of our most engaged players, who have invested many, many years and much of their attention and enjoyment into this game, and it's important to make sure that the game is balanced for all segments. So basically what they're saying is that they understand that some of the hardcore players are going to be heavily impacted by this cap on remote raid passes. But from their perspective, they see that this inevitable backlash that they know they're going to receive as a necessary sacrifice to take care of the big picture population of the game. Since Niantic believes that most of the people that do play this game are very casual players that are not as heavy into the raid scene. And as they mentioned previously, they see the popularity of remote raiding as something that's more of a detriment to the ideals that they made Pokemon Go with. Since, like I previously mentioned, they created Pokemon Go with the intention of it being played outside in your community, not sitting in your room raiding with someone that might be 4 states away. So it looks like they think that people have been abusing the remote raid feature and kind of using it as an excuse to not play the game as it was intended to be played outside in the world, which I can definitely see things from their perspective as well, because there does seem to be quite a lot of people that would rather stay home and raid from home rather than go out and find raids that might be close by. But from the looks of it, it looks like this will be a final decision for Niantic that they're not really planning on budging on. So as always, I would love to hear what your opinions are on the situation down below in the comments. I'm sure that a lot of people will be very upset by these updates, which is completely understandable. Like I said, I am a free-to-play player, but that doesn't mean that I don't save up my Pokecoins to buy remote raid passes so that I can join more raids, since in my area, I don't get a lot of raids. But let's try to keep the comments respectful and civilized while sharing our opinions. But that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. Hopefully you guys found this video informative, and if you did, I kindly suggest that you consider subscribing so that I can continue to make content for you guys. And if you are already subscribed and you would like another way to support the channel, feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials, so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you to those of you who have joined the channel as members. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.